Boys High and Hilton certainly live up to expectation. Sides were in action last night in the semi-final. Couldn't quite get over that line, but they've got another stab at it. They've got another chance to get themselves on the podium and get that bronze medal around the neck. As we get prepared for this one, Paarl Boys High, they have certainly impressed on their old rivals, Astro Turf. That is how they will line up. Keep an eye on now, number 10, Andrich Wessels. He's the captain. He tries to run things from the midfield as well as up front. Ota Tasana, slender in stature, but they try to get him involved in the game as much as they can. And on the flip side, from the hills of the Maritzburg, Hilton College, they have certainly been highly impressive. They came through a tough group though, we must admit, and have gotten themselves into the semi-final. Came up short there, but for them, Jared Pike, Daniel Dunbarker, there is talent all across the field for them as their coaches get themselves ready. The coach of Hilton, Damian Kimfley, bringing his charges in, giving them their final instructions. Do know that the coaching staff that have come this way of Hilton, they've got plenty of experience, international experience at that as well, having played at the highest level. So it's all to do then on the front foot, and can they secure that bronze medal? So as the boys try to settle those nerves, got a shot there of the captain's armband. That is Andrich Wessels. He's got the white hair. The general in midfield for Paarl Boys. And in fact, just after their first game, they did mention that this Hilton side only had 2 training sessions prior to coming here. That first game of this tournament was the first time they all played together. So for them to have reached the semi-final last night is a massive tick in the box for them. And having obviously lost out last night, Johnson doesn't come to anything for Hilton, but nice little interception here from Boys High as they come now down the left-hand side into the middle. They go, plenty of space on the right-hand side. Neat little interplay from them. Into the circle they go. The backstick shot is there and it flies over the top. So that is exactly that left-hand side as the captain, Andrich Wessels, on the ball, decides to settle matters a little bit. On the left-hand side in defense for Paarl Boys. But here they come now, big ball down the right, and it away are them. So, what's going to give? What is going to happen? What can be done? Who's going to get it? Who's going to break the deadlock? All those questions will be answered over the next little period. As now, once again, Hilton, backstick shot. There's a man on the post. And there it is. There's that moment. We said what it's going to give. And what has given is Paarl Boys High have given up the deadlock. It is turned in on the far post. Looks like Matt Rout. No, it's not. It's number 7, Dale Herbert for Hilton. The diminutive left half getting himself into prime position, filling the critical area. And it's his goal that separates Hilton from Boys High in the first 4 minutes. So now Hilton have got to retreat into defense. Big overhead once again, trying to find the 2 high strikers, but dealt with by Boys High. To the left-hand side they come. And taking the free hit. So it's all to do for Boys High, having to absorb pressure in the loose ball now in the middle. picked up by Christopher Watt. Watt laying it off to Pratt. But the cover defense is there. And Pratt is snuffed out. So, Hilton enjoying possession, enjoying territory. So can Boys High hold on? Can they keep this Hilton side at bay? We have a look at the goal scorer there, Dale Herbert. He's probably the smallest man on the field. There's Herbert trying to worm his way through Boys High defense. He wins the hit. Getting into the circle are Hilton, looking for the short corner, and the umpire duly awards it. So the first chance we'll get to see this Hilton short corner battery. What can they do? Can they extend that lead, or will the Boys High defense keep them at bay? As everybody gets themselves ready, it does come out. The connection on the drag flick from Dylan Pratt, unfortunately, he doesn't get enough on it. So there's no power behind it, so it doesn't really trouble Boys High, and it's one pass and they're in through the midfield. Here's a chance now for them on the left-hand side. Back to the middle, nice little link up. There's a chance on the back stick, but he too, unfortunately, doesn't get the connection that he wanted. So end-to-end stuff. So we see that backstick once again. He just tops it. But here it is on the right-hand side now for Hilton. Jared Pike, the number 5, on the ball, tries to spark something. Hilton quite happy to employ the overhead, keep throwing it, try and turn Boys High around, try and keep them there. Try and keep them pegged inside the 25. You know, the higher up you are on the field, the easier it is to defend. So, to the left, Boys High. Happy to keep the ball, happy to be patient. Down the line it goes, an interception from Herbert. Can he spark something now from the left-hand side? He's marshaled all the way and the interception is made. So Boys High now to counter-attack as we reach the halfway stage of the first half. Fortunate for Boys High there as Otatasana down that baseline. I did say in the pre-match, keep an eye out on him. He's dangerous in and around that circle. So what is it going to take for Boys High to get themselves back into this one? Neat run there. Good interplay, and much as Hilton have had the pressure, have had the possession, and as much as they have the 1-0 lead, they haven't been able really to settle properly yet in the game. So out it comes then for Boys High, having to start something from the back. Goes on the reverse side, looking for the dangerous ball in, but he tops it. And when you do top the ball on the backhand, it touches the back of the stick. And we do know that the reverse side of the stick is illegal, cannot be used. So Hilton are letting Boys High off on the hook just a little bit. Every so now and then, they work hard in midfield like we see here through Pike. When they get into the opponent's 25, not quite as fluid as they'd like to be as Denbakker intervenes. But the pressure now from Boys High, looking to get Wessels involved. Wessels has been quiet for the last few minutes. You know, Boys High tries to get Wessels on the ball as much as they can, which they tried there, but a good step from Den Bakker. Wins it back. And now Kira Betswe on the ball, but there it is. Wessels popping up for Boys High. He needs to get himself more involved in this game if Boys High are going to get themselves back in it. Jared Pike riding a few tackles, trying to get himself free, but he can't as he tries to win it back, and it's a bit naughty from Jared Pike. So a stern blast of the whistle from the umpire. And what's going to come out is not going to be a pleasant sight. It's good work from Hilton on the left-hand side. It comes out now once again through Kere Betswe, who tries to send Jared Siddle down the left-hand side. Herbert, Den Bakker. Den Bakker with a 45 ball, looking for that high-angle striker. Interception is well read by Boys High as they now try to launch a counter-attack of their own. Cleaned up by the captain for Hilton, Matt Rout. And it's calm and composed from Rout. We haven't seen him in action much in the opening 15 minutes. But he shows that he can not only defend, he can take the ball up and give his side some momentum if needs be. Wessels on the ball for Boys High, and here they go, 2-on-1 situation, but the pass just a little bit too hard. And the chance for Boys High goes a-begging. So 15 minutes then gone in this game. Just a single goal separating the sides. It is Hilton enjoying the slender one-goal lead. Remember that this match, this contest, is for the third place. The winner will secure third spot in the boys' standings. Both of them had tough tussles last night in the semi-finals. So we see a little bit of niggle creeping into the game. Tripping up Nicholas Chandler. And the goalkeeper, of course, he shows he's standing up for his defender in the aftermath. Just letting that Boys High striker know he didn't appreciate what he did. Certainly is a level of physicality to this one. Wessels trying to get something going for Boys High. He wins the free hit. Certainly is a level of physicality to this one. Wessels trying to get something going for Boys High. He wins the free hit. But playing the game in the middle of the field, it's not going to get you goals. And when you're trailing by a solitary goal, you need to get yourself up there into the opponent's circle. So as you know, in a game of hockey, you can only score once you're inside the circle. Dispossessed. Joel Kitsoff on the ball for Hilton, but he throws it away. So when both teams are chasing a game, trying to push the tempo, turnovers will happen with regularity. So Hilton keeping composed. Hilton does not concede. Anrich Wessels, the captain of Paarl Boys High, didn't see much of possession in the early minutes, but he has started getting involved more and more. And when he's on the ball, things happen for the boys in blue. Nice tackle from Herbert. What can the little man do? He goes on a run. It's a 3v3 situation for Hilton. Herbert keeps going into the circle, draws the foul. He was looking for it the entire way. He was wanting that to happen. And Dale Herbert, the diminutive left link for Hilton, gets the short corner. And is this the chance for them to double their lead? Excellent work from Herbert on the left-hand side. It was him that made the turnover. He went on the run down the left-hand side and drew in the defender forced him to make the tackle and won his side. The short corner, he was all smiles after that. So, as we approach the final minute of the game, Hilton sends it out, the drag flick comes in, it's straight at the keeper, it's bouncing around. The umpire blew his whistle before the ball went into the back of the net, so decision cannot be changed. He has blown for a retake. The ball did pop off Paarl Posthumous, who made a fantastic save, got his shoulder in the way and plenty of danger there, so the umpire blew his whistle to ensure that the short corner is retaken. So can Paarl Posthumous in the boys' high goal keep Hilton at bay once again? Drag flick once again, but this time it's an absolute rocket into the top left corner above the glove of Paarl Posthumous, and there's absolutely nothing that he can do about that one. You see it once again, an excellently executed postman taking evasive action. When you rocket one like that into the top corner of the net, everybody loves it, and that's the way it ends in the first half. And it was the final play. It is Hilton, the boys in white, that'll head into the break with a 2-goal cushion over Paarl Boys High.
But things are never going to change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If the beat changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
we know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes! Power! Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us! We are the changeables.
Changeables?
What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
So,
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
It's colossal. Is it brilliant? Here it is. But he's a competitor. Here we go.
They all step up, but only one team has what it takes to be champion of the world. The ICC T20 World Cup. Only on SuperSport, your world of champions. Stay connected to DSTV for all the big hits and nail-biting action. Broadcast brought to you by Ram Hand-to-Hand Couriers.
We're back at the Paarl Gimnasium AstroTurf. It is the battle for third and fourth between Hilton and Paarl Boys High. It is the boys from Pietermaritzburg that'll start the second half with a 2-goal cushion, thanks to goals from the diminutive left link, Dale Herbert, and an absolute rocket of a drag flick. Compliments of Christopher Watt, sending the ball high into the roof of the net. So as the second half gets underway, it is all to do for the boys in blue from just down the road here in Paarl.
And he has to go all the way back.
It's always nice having some of the teachers and admin staff that has come along with these teams to this tournament. Actually been told by one of the Hilton staff members that they've been messing us around with jersey numbers, Zaire. When they play in the black kit, the numbers are a little bit different to when they play in the white kit. So here they come now on the left-hand side. Jan Liebenberg brings it out to Carstens, who tries to link up with Akamda. But a strong challenge from Christopher Watt. The drag flick extraordinaire. Showing that, yes, I can drag it into the top corner, but I can also give a little bit of a physicality when needs be in defense.
Akamda, a real skillful player. He showed last night the talent that he has possessed. Really likes the ball on his stick. He goes right, he goes left. He creates those opportunities. And I'm sure we haven't seen the end of him for today.
Massive overhead from Watt. And finds Carstens up front, but what can he do? Gets tangled up a little bit, but the recovery is there as it comes in the back stick. Neat intervention though from Boys High. And that just shows you how quickly this game can change, especially when you've got a dangerous overhead like Christopher Watt does in the central of defense for Hilton.
Definitely was an opportunity. Just a timely intervention for Boys High.
Here comes Boys High now. Fortunately to get through. It comes in to the circle. But it's calmly and easily taken care of by Watt. But same away, he gives it back thinking the whistle had gone. And just like that, Boys High, aware to what is going on, they do win the ball back. And they've earned themselves a short corner.
This is where Achis, the Paarl boy captain, he comes into the reckoning here. Andrik Wessels, better known as Achis in these parts. He's got a mean flick on him. He showed us yesterday in the semi-final against Bishops. Put them up 1-0 ahead. And can he find that goal just to reinvigorate Boys High? Push out comes. It's not him on this occasion though, but still forcing a save from Nkosi.
And now chance for Hilton on the counter attack.
It's Nda.
Getting it to Herbert, the goal scorer on the first occasion. Trying to get the ball in. There it is. Open poles for Jake Carstens on the left-hand side. And there it is. The third one for Hilton.
Absolutely fantastic transitional play. On one end, they were defending a short corner. In a split second, they went to the other side. It was Hibbert, the goal scorer. It wasn't Nda. We said Nda would be involved. And they get it out to the striker, and he loving that celebration. He turns around at the crowd and he says, I'm that guy, I'll put the goal away.
Jake Carstens, one of the guys that have been messing with us with his jersey numbers. He has been playing in number 11 throughout this competition, and for today decides he's going to have number 1 on the back, and he does have 1 goal in the bag as well. So here come Hilton once again. Kitsoff looking for Carstens. He does get in the top D. Carstens again with a shot. This time, though, misses, and Paul Posthumous just stands there. He was beaten all ends up.
Carstens was thinking about the celebration on that occasion. He was ready to get his arms up, but just pushed it wide. And Boys High breathe a sigh of relief as they are now 3-0 down. As we look at the replay, he's had an open shot, and he just slipped at the inopportune time, and he forced it wide. And Boys High have a mountain to climb here at the Paarl Gimnasium.
One does feel that had Carstens gotten that one on target, he would have gotten the 4th goal. But here come Boys High through Wessels, spotting some space on the far side. So, how do Boys High respond? Can they get themselves back in it? Just takes 1 goal to galvanize them. Takes 1 goal to bring them back into it. Get their tails up. Can it be done though? Can they get through this well-organized, well-drilled Hilton defense?
Ball played out wide. Boys High trying, looking for the circle entry. They will have a fleet on the edge of the circle. Ball played inside, but easily defended by Hilton on this occasion. Team in white, they just look a lot more composed today in this encounter. Christopher Watt marshalling the defense, throwing that big overhead. Once again, stolen by Dylan Pratt.
Calls coming in from the sidelines for Hilton to get the game going, to speed things up. And as they try that, unfortunately, not being 5 yards from the guy restarting it. So, Hilton, 3-goal cushion, 13 minutes to go. Are they going to hang on? Only time will tell.
That is Jared Pike on the ball. He makes a big run into the circle. Gets the save out of Paul Posthumous. Just a touch on the right glove as the ball deflects out for a long corner. But that's the impetus that Jared Pike brings when he comes onto the field. Immediately goes on the charge and gets the shot away. But Ndu on the ball. Big ball into the middle, picked up. The shot comes away, but somehow, boys, I get a stick in the way just to defend that fearsome stroke. But it's all Hilton.
Is that going to galvanize this Boys' Eye side? Is that brief spell of defense going to give them the confidence they need to get up on the other side and get themselves the goal that will most certainly bring them back into this game? Let's be honest though, Zahir. It's not as if Boys' Eye have not been out of the game. It's not as if they've been completely outplayed. They've certainly held their own. The only difference being that Hilton have taken their chances.
That is the differences. The small differences at this level. The higher up you go, you don't get all those opportunities. And when you do get them, you've got to stick them away. And that's exactly what this classy Hilton side has done. Picked up by Dylan Pratt. He goes on the rampage again. Gives it off to Vian Liebenberg. It's Pratt on the ball again, but it's Ndu. Not Ndu, actually, it is Kole Kirabetswe. He was the one who had the final shot at goal, and it just floated past the left upright. The Boys are really living dangerously here, as every time Hilton do get up there, they are creating havoc in the Boys' Eye circle. Ndu on the ball for Hilton. Just so comfortable on the ball. Mda gives it to Pratt. As we look at the highlights again, that was Liebenberg. He gives it inside to Pratt, but it was the shot from Kole Kerabetswe who just couldn't stick it away on that occasion for Hilton.
So then, Boys' Eye looking to spark something down the left-hand side into the middle. There's space now for them. 3v2 situation, but a massive tackle from Watt says to the Boys' Eye strikers, what are you trying, young man?
It's young Dale Herbert on the ball again. He gives it up to Kule. Moves into circle. That's a short corner there for Hilton. No, it's the initial infringement was on the outside of the circle, so Hilton will come back for the free hit. It's back to Matt Wright. Gives it to Pratt. Ball inside the circle. Boys' Eye find an outlet. And here's a real opportunity for Boys' Eye. It's a big frame of Pratt though, who doesn't. He loses his stick, so he can't make the tackle. He tried to jockey the player without his stick, but it wasn't quite going to work. But picked up by Kule as Hilton start another attack there. It's given away. And here's a real chance for Hilton. And it's stuck home by Christopher Ratt. Christopher Watt at least, the goal scorer.
Excellent work from Joel Kitsoff, the number 8, calm and composed in front, and most certainly that fourth goal is most certainly the final nail in the Paarl Boys' High coffin. Too much to do you think, Zahir, with only 8.5 minutes to go?
Definitely with Nkosi showing such good form in the Hilton goal as well. It's a mountain to climb for Boys High. They've really given as good as they've got. But Hilton just a little bit too much class. The team in the white from Maritzburg who've come here, they'd be a little disappointed that they're only playing for, that's the goal scorer, Joel Kitsoff. They'll be a little disappointed that they're only playing for the bronze medal because they would have wanted to be in the final a little bit later. But they came up against a real strong Sac side yesterday. Weren't going to give anything away. But they've bounced back here after the defeat to Sacs with an excellent performance against Boys High. Just showing their class once again. What a strong hockey culture there is up in the hills of Maritzburg. And they fully deserved leaders at 4-0. Doesn't seem that they've given their all yet. They still want more. They want to get a half a dozen here to send Boys High packing.
Yeah, Boys High, I mean, despite having conceded 4 goals, by no means were they out of this game. We mention it time and time again. It just comes down to taking your chances, and that is exactly what Hilton have done. They've taken their chances when the opportunity has presented itself. So that is the reason why they find themselves 4 goals to the good. So how is it going to end? Is Hilton going to press for more, or will Boys High get a consolation at some point?
Boys High would be nice if they could get a consolation just for their efforts. Put in a good shift this week. It's always tough getting to the playoffs. They have an opportunity now on the edge of the D. Backstick, but it's that man again, Shozin Kozi. He takes out that big glove. He's in command of his circle. It's very tough to beat Shozi, and that was a good attempt. But he got up there and cleared the danger. But it's Achis powering into the circle for Boys High. But a sea of white just averting the danger.
With the final 6 minutes or so in the game, one thing is for sure is that Hilton want to keep their north. They want to keep Boys High out as long and as far as they can. Ending your tournament off without conceding a goal. That would be a nice little feather in the cap for Hilton. Something for them to take home. Say, listen, we may not have made the final. We may have come up short in the semis. But we came away in our final game without conceding one.
That's Alrik Vessels on the ball for Boys High. Comes out. Boys High still content to play it around the back, look to build. That shows good systems, good quality. Can they find the attacker on the edge of the circles? Vessels there, who manages to create the short corner opportunity. That's exactly what he's tried to do, and he's achieved it. If they do get a goal here, we've seen stranger things in this funny old game.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything can most certainly happen. It just takes 2 seconds for you to get a goal in this game, if that much. So what can Boys High do? Can they get one on the board for their troubles as Hilton gets himself ready in the goal to defend this one, getting the protective gear on. As Boys High settle things, it is Vessels on the inside, Castle. It doesn't go to him, it goes to the other side. Drag flick once again, it's low. Good save by Nkosi. But the ball does pop off the postman's foot. And once again, Hilton having to defend.
Nkosi's not the biggest of goalkeepers, but he does cover his area very well. Generally, goalkeepers are man mountains. But he just knows his angles. He knows which way to go. His alertness is definitely on par for Hilton. But he's got to be again as Boys High come once again. Boys High get fortunate there. An early break by Hilton. Not the ideal push-off from Boys High, but they will have another chance.
Is something gonna give? Can Boys Eye get something out of it? They've now been camping inside this Hilton circle, short corner after short corner, and it's a wayward injection. It's well worked though by the stopper, gets it to Vessels, and there we go, the ball just frustratingly flying wide.
Dale Herbert on the ball again. He once again throws a beautiful pass in the middle. Dale Herbert might be the smallest and youngest member of the Hilton team, but he's got lots of exciting skills, lots of ingenuity and creativity. As he finds his teammate once again. It's Hilton throwing the ball into the circle. It's good work by Jared Siddle. But on this occasion, Boys Eye do manage to avert the danger.
So Boys Eye coming at it. Last 2.5 minutes. Are they going to get a chance here down the right-hand side? But intervention from the captain, Matt Rout, for Hilton. And he wins the free hit. And that chance that you thought would probably think as well that it is the final play for Boys Eye. It is Haupt that gets himself in the way. So Hilton will most certainly then walk away with victory and the third place with 2 minutes to go in this one. The question is though, is it going to be, are they going to go home with a 0 next to their name, or will there be something that Paarl Boys Eye can say and do about it? Time starting to tick away. The hopes and dreams of Boys High fading too with each tick of the clock. Hilton side very content to sit back and relax in the final few minutes and just try and keep Boys High out with 60 seconds then to go in the game. Considering that the play has been Christopher Watt showing that, yes, I can drag flick the ball. Yes, I can defend. But I've also got silky hands. I've also got skill. Much to the appreciation of the other participating teams on the sidelines who've paying close attention to this one. Now it is chance for Hilton then. Akam Da showing that he too has got some individual brilliance to him. But what can Boys Eye do in the final seconds? The winner hit just outside the Hilton circle. This is most likely the final play of the game with a few seconds to go. Smashing it in, trying to get something out of it. It is loose, it is free. But it's not to be, as it all comes to an end. It is the boys from Hilton who have taken the victory by 4 goals to 0 over Paarl Boys High in blue. An excellent game comes to an end. It is Hilton, the victory, ensuring them third spot, ensuring them the bronze medal. As we can see, the players just shaking hands. They appreciated the effort on the field. We certainly appreciated their effort from on top here. But that is the end of the third and fourth playoff in the boys division. So that is it for those games. Up next, we're going to move on to the final physical game. Big tackles coming in thick and fast. Excellent saves by the goalkeepers. And Nkosi Shozi for Hilton certainly popped his hand up. But on the other side, his strikers were putting them away. One of them being Jake Carstens. Carstens soon had a second grab at the cherry. Couldn't quite get his second of the game. So wearing number 1 on the back, he ends the game with a just a solitary goal. Paul Posthumous in goal for Boys High. He certainly held his own, can keep his head up high as he kept Hilton out for as much as he can. But when that white wave came, they came and managed to secure 4 goals. Excellent skill work from both sides. Kiara Betswe Kule for Hilton. That one-on-one opportunity at the end for Joel Kitsoff. That was the 4th goal. Just showing you what Nkosi Shozi is capable of in the goal for Hilton. Pulled off a number of saves that ensured that his side did not concede anything. So that is the way it ends. Paarl Boys High had a few 50-50 chances. They were unable to capitalize on them. But that is it. It is Hilton claiming 3rd place in the boys division.
What's happened to our country? Yeah, but things are never gonna change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If the beat changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
We know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables?
What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
The best is yet to come as the year of rugby continues on Supersport on DSTV Premium.
Headphones on. Just make sure the sound is coming through. Are you hearing me, Jason? Dylan? 1 2 1 2.
Sound is beautiful. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Let's get you just standing here because then the sound picks up out to the side. So come a little bit forward.
This is fine, line.
You are there, great. You come forward. Mike is here.
Okay. And do I talk to you or to the mic?
Speak to him. Speak to him. So
perfect.
it's awkward if you look into the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. So we're going to do this live.
Okay.
Just before the beginning. So we're going to open up with the commentators.
Okay.
Guys, I'm just talking everyone through this. We're going to open up with the commentators and the game start. Then we're going to go down to Oranyu coach. It's already loaded. Then you cut to a wide. And we're going to then cut to Unisi coach. And then we're going to go into team sheets after that. Please confirm you've heard that. Copy. So let me know when you're live. Your side, obviously, we got to account for some additional time beforehand. To interview, so give us another, go about 3.5 minutes. We can do it. Give about 2 minutes for the interviews beforehand. So we'll go 7-2. So we'll go live with them in 3 minutes.
Okay.
Got it, perfect. Yeah.
You said everything you need to say.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
And it's all about you guys as well. So like if you want to chat a bit longer, it's not the end of the world.
Okay, cool.
You can also hold them for the couple of seconds.
I understand now.
So
I'll say as much as I can possibly say. 4 o'clock.
Okay. Ronnie can hear you, so just watch out. You're making promises. Yesterday you also promised us brandy and that didn't happen.
Exactly.
It's a bloom thing. Man.
Depending on the eyes.
Rowan, it's a bloom thing.
Yeah.
Which side is Rowan?
Yeah, he's a bloom boy.
I don't know which way to go.
Guys, just let us know your countdown so we can compare shots and everything.
Tell me the questions quickly.
Copy, thank you.
I'm going to ask you what you'd like to play in a final against a fellow Brooklyn side. Think a bit about Andre Jansen. Is it Andre Jansen?
Andre Jansen.
Let's get him over here. Let's get him over here. Come this side. Okay. Then we can get your team in the background.
Andre Jansen van Vieren.
Yeah, got it.
Cool.
Okay, what else?
And also, what do you expect from the Terence Auguste? Tohiro Auguste.
We're going to go for the one-on-one battle.
Straight up.
Hit up, tilt it up a bit.
Get it out the way.
Yeah.
Very good. Let me go for a lot of details.
So we've got a bump pulled up.
You can show your technical stuff.
Remember, you can't really cut to 6 unless you've got the
I'm going to get a job from you guys off this one.
And Nike's going to give you a fantastic sponsor.
Exactly.
We've got 2 cameras. Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just saying if you're going to cut to
How? It's like my whole body just up. Okay. With my hand.
You know, it'd be cool if 6 was the other side getting the close shot.
Copy, thank you. Okay, we've got about a minute until we go live.
And I'm going Afrikaans, eh?
Near full.
Yeah, no swearing, please.
God. What words are...
Because we don't have a beep department.
Okay. and it's also subtitles.
Yeah.
There's subtitles.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Copy.
Commentary is just gone somewhere. I'm just getting them back quick.
Commentary will be in, and he's in at the moment. I've got a commentary 2 down here with me.
Copy.
It's far, man.
He's got his headphones on, so you can speak to him.
Yeah.
They're going live upstairs in 5.
This is what it all boils down to. It's the finals. All the hard work has culminated to this. You've got the coaches along on the sideline. We'll get a little bit of insight from them. Over to you, Zaire.
We welcome Morne Odendaal, the successful coach of Oranje. He's going to be the man behind this juggernaut Oranje side. What's it like to play Unisi, a fellow Bloemfontein team, in the final?
Oh, it's amazing. We always love playing Unisi. They're such a good hockey school, got a great program, a great coach in Nika. She took over the program about 2 years ago, so we're very excited to see how the girls play. We haven't played a lot of hockey in the last 2 years. We were very privileged to play against them. We played them twice in 2 of the most amazing hockey games I've ever seen. So everybody's very excited to just get on the field and play.
You said quite a bit about Unisi. Tell us about the Oranje side. Who do we need to look out for? We know there's the captain, Andre Jansen van Vieren. She's an exceptional player, but who else is there in that Oranje side to look out for?
I think we're very fortunate this year to have one of the most talented school girls team I've ever coached in my life. So I think there's so many players to look out for. It all depends who's going to step up in the big moments. But Andre Jansen van Vieren is an absolute talent. She's electric on the ball, she's very fast, and usually when it gets tough, that's the name you're going to hear most of the time.
Throughout this week, all we've heard on the Unisi side is Tohiro Auguste. Is there a special plan to curb her today?
Usually what coaches do when they play against a very good player, they just mark out the game, but that's not what we do. We like to see players express themselves and to see what they really can do against the best. So we're going to open the game up and see if we can see what Tohiro's real skill sets is against the best teams. Teresa is a very fast, good hockey player. She uses a lot of aerial skills. She gets the ball up in the air. She moves well and she scores when she gets into the D. But that's not the only threat. got a lot of good players. There's a very good goal scorer up front, Megan Pelser, and then there's a lot of players around them also play very good hockey. So it's going to be a very good game.
Just finally on the side of Oranje, is it going to be, which side of the fence is the title gained in Bloemfontein today?
No, I think it's going to be there at Mimosa Mall in the middle. I think in the end the real thing is that all teams that came here, everybody won. We played 7 games. If you play 7 games after we haven't played a game in 2 years' time, everybody's a winner after this.
Thank you very much, Morne. Good luck to your side.
Thank you so much.
Well, those are the thoughts from the Oranje Macy's coach. He certainly seems positive. His side have been dominant throughout this tournament, not really being tested, but they are coming up against Unisi, their arch nemesis, their arch rivals inside of Bloemfontein.
Okay.
And it is chance now to hear from the Unisi coach.
Now we're going to have Unisi. It's Nico Koersen, the coach of Unisi. Can you tell us how high is it your expectations in this final against your arch rivals Oranje?
No, we're very excited to be here. I think we've worked extremely hard. The girls played exceptionally well the past 2 years. We've worked hard, our fitness is there, and most importantly we believe in one another, and I think we're really up for the fight against the best in the country at the moment.
Unisi had a fantastic semi-final against the host Paarl Gim. To get over the line against the host, how much confidence did that give you coming into this final?
Well, it's always tough to play against home crowds, but we take it game for game, and this is another game, and the girls are ready to put their hearts out there.
Nico, we know that everybody talks about Augusti, Tahira, everybody talks about it, but there's quite a few other players in your team as well. Megan Pelser, the top goal scorer. Can you tell us what a team effort this is going to be to take down Unisi, to take down Oranje?
I definitely have good talented players individually, but at the end of the day they set up the players next to them, set up them for attacking and scoring those goals. So definitely I think we are the best team here today, and we really to take the best in the country on.
What's the final message to the girls from Unisi? Which side is the trophy going in Bloemfontein?
Well, hopefully our side, but they're going to make it count today.
Good luck, Unisi.
Thank you very much. Yes,
So the final of the girls division is about to get underway. It is a final that many have called from day one after seeing Unisi and Oranje in action. Everybody here that have been witness to this have said that they would love to see the Bloemfontein derby as the final. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have gotten your wish. It will be Oranje Macy's playing in navy blue from right to left, up against Unisi in the white kit. As the final checks and balances are being made, we are about to get ourselves underway. This is the big one, Oranje Macy's Unisi. Both of them have dominated their pools. They came through unscathed in the semi-finals, and now it's all down to the next 40 minutes as we have a look at the Oranje Macy's. Lene McLaren, Tuane van der Merwe, Nordine Prinsloo, Gamari Spurshot, Henriette Otto, Anna Jansen van Vieren, she's the captain, Mia Prinsloo, Karin de Wet, Marlies Hoffman, Elnay Lawrence, Nadine Klaassen, Skyla Olivier, Nicole Leroux, Caroline Wessels, and Zoe Erasmus. That is how Oranje will line up, and they're going to go up against Unisi. Tahira Augusti, the general, in the midfield for them. Chris Marie Alexander, the captain. Tristan Barnard, Solange Jacobs, Georgia Cambanis, Carter Katza, Dulce, Lopez Del Rey, Isabella Myberg, Megan Palser, Chrisley Potgieter, Taryn Adams, Callista Dunn, Annabelle Fenter, Monique de Gouveia, Zenobia Slabbert, and Nyakalo Claudia are the two goalkeepers. So, whatever has happened before this point means absolutely nothing. The next 40 minutes is all that counts. Which way is it going to go? Is it going to go to the blue side or the white side? Oranje or Unisi? We do know one thing though. It's going to Bloemfontein. But which side? So Unisi have two goalkeepers here, Zenobia Slabbert and Nyakalo Tladi. It is Zenobia Slabbert who will get the first half for them, as Oranje make their intentions clear with an overhead immediately. Picked up by Tahira Augusti. She's the one to look out for in midfield. She beats 3. She gets going. And when she gets going, the crowd absolutely loves it. The girls and boys that have participated this entire weekend, they're all filling up here on the sidelines, watching the action. And it is Eunice with an early chance inside. Oranya's 25. Tries to take it quickly, does Augusti. But told to take it back by the umpire. So it is Tahira Augusti that'll get it going. Lays it back. And it's a neat little interception by Anne Janse van Vieren, the captain of Oranje. And she goes on a fantastic run, beating the final defender. Can she open up space for herself? She does. Gets the shot in. Slab it. Kicks it away, but the danger's still there. Oranje in the circle. Back to Jan van Vieren. And drags her shot wide. Anne Janse van Vieren did all the hard work. Went on an amazing run. Got through the defense. But a shot, unfortunately, misses the target. And a chance for Oranje to take the early lead through the captain. Goes a big, and you can see she's not happy with that. But on the other side, Augusti comes away with it, gets her side into the circle. Danger now for Oranje as Eunice gets the shot away. And she too misses on the inside. What a start to this game, Zaire.
An absolutely action-packed start to this final. That's exactly what we've wanted. All the spectators at home, they are on the edge of their seats with that shot coming in. This is the way this final is going to go. I am telling you, we are in for an absolute treat.
Yeah, the girls of Eunice and Oranje have certainly showed us what we are in for in the early stages of this game. Both of them coming out firing, both of them wanting to establish themselves on the opponents.
I'm sure you've touched on it, Tariq. The fact that the rivalry between the Bloemfontein sides is absolutely at its hottest. And this is Eunice having to defend for all it's worth as Oranje come at them.
Tell you the one thing that is being appreciated by the boys and girls is when there's a piece of individual brilliance, some skills, you will hear them. They will make their presence known on the sideline. Yes, we do know that there are no fans and spectators allowed. But when the likes of Tahira Augusti gets themselves on the ball and goes on one of those runs that they absolutely love, the boys and girls that have participated all week, they will make it known as Oranje tries to get through Twane van der Westhuizen. Nice little work by Spear Shot, getting herself into the circle. Goes on the back stick, flies across the face of the D for Germany. Spear Shot.
We definitely saw in the semi-final Spear Shot. Although she's a centre-back, she's centre-half, she does enjoy going on those galloping runs to the front. And it is one of those that created that opportunity again. But that's a missed opportunity. It's giving the ball away. And you don't give away chances to a team like Oranje. They are always going to capitalize.
Nadine Claessens with an absolutely brilliant striker's goal. As opportunistic as ever. And that's what you want from your striker. If there's a half chance, if there's any chance inside the circle, you want them to be hitting the target. And if they can get you that goal, well, then they've done their job. We see it. It's absolutely laced that one past Zenobia Slabbit in the Eunice goal. And at the moment, Oranje making all the plays. They've got the 1-goal lead and they come again.
It's a ball into the circle again. Comes across. And just unable to get the deflection on that occasion. But that's what we said. When you play a team with the quality that Oranje has, you cannot be making those elementary errors. And that's unfortunately what occurred on that occasion for the opening goal. It's a tough task facing a side like Oranje already. You've got to do the basics very well. But it's Oranje, they launch another attack. Comes through the middle.
Van der Westhuizen with a strong carry, strong run. But the intervention is there from Georgia Cambanis for Eunice. Van der Westhuizen gets it back in the circle. The ball is loose. The shot from Caroline Wessels strikes her teammate on the leg. So Oranje with all the momentum. And they come once again To the outside is Zoe Erasmus, but she is under pressure and coughs up possession.
We do know that the Oranje side, they are ranked #1 in the country, and they certainly wanting to show off that ability today. Live here on SuperSport Schools to a global audience, what they do possess, these young girls from Bloemfontein.
That's certainly been all navy blue in the opening 5 minutes. Unisi haven't seen much of the ball, and when they have had the ball, that is where they found themselves, deep inside their 25. Oranje is taking full advantage of it. Mia Prinsloo winning the turnover inside the 25, and chance now once again for Oranje into the circle. Snapshot. But unfortunately for Zoe Erasmus, Nadine Claessens is in the way, hits a foot and just allows Unisi to try and get the pressure off of them.
Really is an opening onslaught by Oranje, and Unisi just need to find a way to get through this, just absorb the pressure. They have conceded the 1 goal, but they don't want to go 2 goals down this early in the game, because then it's really going to be a mountain to climb and claw their way back in it.
Yeah, there's always pressure in a final, and there's always pressure when your side has been talked up all weekend. But when you've been talked up, so have your opponents. They both certainly deserve to be in the final. They both earned this spot here. And right now, can Unisi just sustain the pressure, absorb it for a little bit, and then once they've settled, once they got themselves in possession for a lengthy period of time, then take the game to Oranje. Unisi trying to push the tempo on their side. Megan Palser. She's the talisman up front, Megan Palser. They look to get her. And if it's not her, then it's Tahira Augusti. Augusti goes on one of hose runs again. We've seen that all weekend long. Tahira Augusti absolutely just loves running with the ball.
She does, and it's very unselfish of her as well. It's those runs to create space for her teammates as she pulls in 3 defenders, and there's lots of space for the likes of Palser to tap in the goals. But it's cleared by Andre Jansen van Vieren to Kayla Olivier.
So Olivier, under a little bit of pressure, surveying her options, decides she's going to go on her own. Beats 1, beats 2, beats 3 into the circle. Snapshot from Claessens once again. And this time, Nadine Claessens gets the shot on target. But there's a defender in the way and it hits the foot. So, Oranje, after 8 minutes of play, have got a chance to double their lead through a short corner.
He's an avalanche, a blue wave as they call it. And it's Nadine Claessens, she's waiting for her. She's already got 1 on the score sheet. She would love to add a second one here in the final.
So Alnay Lawrence and Jomari Spurshot waits for it. It goes to Spurshot. She has the dig. And good work at the far post for Unisi. Keeps out that one from Jomani Spurshot. It was a rocket of a shot from her, but duties are done. And eventually, after a little bit of confusion, umpire Andrea, after conferring with the co-umpire, re-awards the short corner. So, danger's not gone for Unisi. They've got to defend another one. So Oranje get themselves ready. Back it goes to Spurshot. She has another dig. This time going to the opposite direction to the stick side. Not quite connecting on this occasion. So Unisi survive. They still trail by 1.
Really is an action-packed final. Everything that we expected from these Roses of Bloemfontein.
Fortunately for Unisi, just not quite connecting in midfield. It's an area where Oranje have dominated thus far. Up it goes to Kayla Olivier, who has a shot from a tight angle. And tip your hat to that shot from Kayla Olivier. From such a tight angle, almost impossible to score, but she has made her way through Zenobia Slabbert.
That is Kayla Olivier. She gets the second goal for Oranje. It is the team in blue that are taking this final by, it's the scruff of the neck. as we have a look at it again, she has the shot. And the goalkeeper on that occasion, Zenobia Slubber, just allowing her to be beaten on the inside. You never want to see a goalkeeper beaten on the inside post. And that is exactly what's occurred as Orania take control of this final. They are 2-0 up, and Unusi have it all to do with 3/4 of the match remaining.
Pressure situations will bring out the best in you as Pulsar tries to get something for Unisi. Megan Pulsar up high, up front for Unisi. She is the goal scorer for them. But you can only score if you've got the ball. And if you don't have the ball, Orania is going to hit you. Here it is now through Janse van Vieren. Acres of space in front of the captain of Orania. Gets into the circle, but the scramble defense is there for Unisi, and they get the ball out. And that's probably all they can do at the moment, is just try to get the ball as high up in the field as they can and just to relieve some of the pressure on the defenders.
If you see who made the clearance, it was Augusti. That's not where Unisi wants her to be. They don't want her to be defending in their own half. They want her to be launching that attacks in the Orania half. That's when she's at the most dangerous. But that's the pressure that Unisi have been under. But this is Pulsar trying to create something on her own here for Unisi, just to create a little bit of an advantage. But Orania just have so much class. So Pulsar on the ball, plays it out wide.
Whistle goes though, so Orania a chance once again. Spur shot on the ball, looking for captain Janse van Vieren. She gets it. Bit of space in front of her, gets into the circle, but once again, she's being marshaled. Keeps going down the baseline, does Janse van Vieren. Zenobia Slabbert doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know where the ball is bobbling around. And we do know as a goalkeeper, when the ball does fall by your toes, you can't really see through the helmet. So blind spots everywhere for them. As Orania come once again. Marlies Hoffman gets it to Claessens. Claessens fires one across the face. Tahira Augusti is there to clear things up, but not for long. A spur shot intercepts, comes back with it, throws it through, but dangerously so. We see that chance once again. Zenobia Slabbert, the bounce of the ball not going her way, getting past her, and I don't know how Nadine Claessens didn't latch onto that one.
Sorry, that spear shot on defense there. It's just fantastic watching her play, whether it's in attack or defense. She goes on those galloping runs there, she makes the tackle there, and she wins the ball back. And it's been a sight to behold throughout the tournament when she just stretches those long legs of her and really goes on the attack, creating the opportunities, the extra player for Unisi.
Well, we know that Orania are exceptional on the attack, and they've done the job equally on defense as captain Janse van Vieren sends the ball high, looking for Kayla Olivier, the goal scorer, the one that has gotten the second goal for Orania. As Twane van der Westhuizen gets it out, and now quick little play out onto the left-hand side. This is Karin de Wet on it. She looks for the deflection, dealt with by Unisi. So this blue wave of Orania continues to knock their way and pound their way on the Unisi defense. Big ball across, somehow finds its way to Nicole Leroux on the outside.
The time has flown by, Tariq. It's 15 minutes, 14 minutes at least gone, almost 15. And it's absolutely flown by with the frenetic pace of this final. And it's all the team in blue at the moment. They 2 goals up. And they're only going to look to extend that advantage. Spearshot doesn't pick up the overhead cleanly, but recovers very well. And there she starts those runs again. She's on the charge. That's what she does fantastically well.
Spearshot getting the attacking impetus going for Orania. And this is pretty much where we've been watching the play all the time. Wessels hands it off to Hoffman. Hoffman trying to work her way through. Somehow it doesn't touch a foot of Unisi, and Unisi earned the free hit, but the blue wave continues. Can Unisi hold on? Can they somehow get themselves to the other side of the field?
Just feel their key players, they need to get their sticks on the ball here and really just dictate matters for Unisi. It's good work by Henrietta Otto of Oranje. Just solid in defense.
As I hear you say, you want to get your key players on the ball. All right, now I think Unisi just wants to get anybody on the ball, because it's been all Oranje have absolutely dominated the possession. They've held on to it for lengthy periods. Janse van Vuren going on one of those runs that she loves, straight through the heart of Unisi. Keeps going under pressure, lays the ball off, and unfortunately there for Zoe Erasmus, just getting herself into a bit of a tangle. But Unisi just throw the ball back to Oranje, and that's not what you want to do against a powerful team like Oranje. You do not want to give possession back, but this is the spark that Unisi need. Tahira Augusti, she needs to get herself on the ball to get that attacks going for Unisi. But this Oranje defense, they're going to try and shut her down as much as they can. Erasmus beats a defender, gets into the circle, looks for the backstick shot, but the pressure is enough. So Oranje starts things out on the 25, sends it to the right-hand side.
As we switch over to the Hibbert Shield out at Grey Port Elizabeth in Kebega. It is the Paarl Roos 11 from Stellenbosch, absolutely dominating their competitors, St. Stithians from Johannesburg. The Paarl Roos team boys leading 8-1 in Kebega, and really dominating proceedings there in Kebega. But we're back at the final here with Oranje up against Unisi. The girls from Bloemfontein 2-0 up against their other girls from Bloemfontein.
Yeah, the Bloemfontein derby in the girls' final. The game after this is a Cape Town derby, a southern suburbs of Cape Town derby, as those boys get themselves ready, get themselves warmed up. And while they're warming up, it is certainly warming up on the field. It's been all Unisi in the opening half, thus at least all Oranje in the opening half of this final. Unisi haven't had an answer to the plethora of attacks from Oranje. One wonders if the Unisi girls are thinking, when is it half time? When can we get a break? When can we try and regroup? Because right now we're under all sorts of pressure.
I think the Unisi girls definitely want to just maintain the scoreline or get one of their own and not concede a third, because that could be the nail in the coffin. Just try to get to the halftime to have a word with their coach, just to find out what exactly they need to do to stop this blue avalanche. As it comes again, it's a good save, but it will be a short corner on the stroke of halftime for the Oranje Army.
That is exactly what Anay Janse van Vuren can do. She can hurt you. Chance for Kayla Olivier to get her second of the game, but it was a good save from Zenobia Slavitt for Unisi to try and at least keep the side down to 2. Well, she's going to have to be called on once again as they defend this short corner. It is Oranje Macy's with a 2-goal cushion as we tick towards the final minute of the first half. What is going to happen? Van der Westhuizen sends it off to the captain, Janse van Vuren, who wins the short corner again. Seems as though if there is one weakness, or shall I say, one thing that's not as smooth as the general play Oranje, it is the short corner battery.
This could though be the killer blow for Oranje, but they unable to finish off the short corner, and there is just a few seconds before the halftime whistle, but they do come again from open play, and there is a real chance for Zoe Erasmus, but unfortunately not. The lanky figure not able to get the shot away on that occasion. Oranje come once more, and it's Erasmus again. Unisi cannot wait for this halftime whistle to go. And that is it. It is a moment of relief for Unisi. They are 2 goals down in this final, which Orania, the juggernaut side from the City of Roses, have dominated. They lead their crosstown neighbors 2-0. And lots of thinking for Unisi to do, lots of talking to do in that huddle as they come towards the halftime break. We will see you in a short bit.
What's happened to our country? Yeah, but things are never gonna change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If the beat changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
We know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables? What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
Verstappen's ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside and continent touch. A case of what if, all in one moment. I am hungry for more action like this. Cheers you can hear for tens of miles around.
Thought I was going to have a heart attack, to be honest.
Fasten your seatbelts as the exhilarating second half of the Formula One season continues. On Supersport, only on DSTV Premium. Broadcast proudly brought to you by Discovery.
We are back here at the picturesque Paarl Gim AstroTurf. It is the girls' final, the girls under 17 top schools final. Those are the Orania girls in the blue and gold. They are leading 2-0 over Unisi. They have dominated the proceedings. That could easily have been a lot more for Orania, but the fantastic work by Zenobia Slubbert in the Unisi gold, they've managed to hold it down to 2-0. And it is all to do for the girls in white and green. We will have to see if they do possess the character to come back. They definitely have the skill, but it's now more of a game of mental ability to show that they can stand up against the girls of Orania. And that is the early tackle that they were looking for, just to create a little bit of pressure. They've thrown the ball upfield, looking to exert high press on Orania, but it is those fantastic work by Germari Spierschout that always gets them out of trouble. As the ball comes back, it's played to Augusti. Just not a day thus far, Augusti, but definitely it's been Andri Janssen van Rensburg, van Vieren at least, the captain of Orania. She's won the individual battle with Augusti in the first half, and it looks like she's going to continue here in the second half. Good skill work in the top of the D, just loses out. Tries to win the ball back though, but it's all Unisi who have to do is defend and defend. They throw a big overhead. Clearly the motto and the message at the halftime break was, we have to play in the Orania half, and if that means we have to throw the big ball up front, that's what we're going to do. But it's Orania once again, the attack coming through. Claassens, the goal scorer. Back to Nadine Prinsloo. She works away a shot at goal. Picked up though, doesn't reach the goalkeeper. Mia Prinsloo, she's going to have a stroke. But it is a short corner. That is the pressure that Orania exert. They are...
Janssen van Vieren showing that skill once again, beating two. Once again into the circle. She's going to have a shot. But Claudi keeps her at bay. Danger's not gone though, across the face.
If there is one criticism of her, she possibly doesn't finish enough for all the opportunities that she creates. But we can't all be perfect, but she's very, very close to it, that's for sure. And now, she's the leading goal scorer for Unisi in this tournament. And if anything's going to have to come now, it's going to have to be on her tiny shoulders. She's carrying the weight of this Unisi side.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we did lose our connection a little bit, if you did miss out on some of the action earlier on, we do apologize. The power supply here at the school went down. It wasn't just up here by us, it was actually the entire school's power that went down. So we do apologize if there was a brief moment where we had a break in transmission, but we are back. And there's 7 minutes to go in this game. As it stands, the trophy, the gold medals are heading to the Oranje side of Bloemfontein. We knew coming into this one that the trophy was most certainly heading to Bloem. We just didn't know if it was going to Oranje or to Unisi. But as it stands, with a 4-goal cushion and 6 minutes to go in the game, with Unisi down a player, the trophy, as it stands, is heading to Oranje.
They really have been the dominant outfit in this festival, Tariq. From the moment they arrived here, if they had the target on their back. And sometimes when you arrive at a festival with such a heavy burden, it can weigh you down. But instead they've relished the pressure, they've thrived under it, and they've absolutely outgunned the opposition on every occasion.
So another chance for Oranje. Neat work coming in by Kayla Olivier. And that just shows you what can happen when you've got all the momentum and all the pressure, that those little things, the ball just trickling itself over the line. Kayla Olivier picking it up deep, does the hard work, gets it on the keeper, and there it is, the attempted slap away by the Unisi defender. Comes off the tip of a stick and gently rolls itself into the goals. And that, you will feel, is most definitely now the final nail in the Unisi coffin. That goal most certainly hands the title to Oranje.
100%. The Unisi girls have given a massive effort today. It's been a good fight, but just in every position, unfortunately today, the superior skills of Oranje have shown, and it's just been led by that captain of theirs, and Janse van Rensburg, and we do say a name quite often, but the fact is that the ball's just on a stick all the time, whether it's in attack, whether it's in defense. And it is the Oranje juggernaut that will continue their dominance of South African girls hockey. They are the #1 ranked team in the country, and they have proved it that again. Unisi have Augusti back on the field, but unfortunately he's going to be a little bit even for her to do today. Too much. That is a shot by Zoe Erasmus. It's pushed out for a long corner. It's been a fantastic festival, Tariq. A real absolute pleasure to have girls hockey going again.
Yeah, 100%. I think everybody was looking forward to it when we heard that, you know, there will be this top schools tournament down here in at Paarl Gymnasium. I think everybody got excited. We certainly know that the players have been excited. And despite having to play plenty of games over the course of this weekend, Oranje Maize is showing that they've still got plenty in the tank at least, and are now looking to add to that tally of 6. Shot comes in from Spearshot. She has a second go. Claudia makes the save, but the rebound hits the pad, comes off Georgia Cambanis, and I mentioned it with the previous goal, that is just what happens, you know, when things are going against you.
I think that is well deserved for Germarie Spearshot. She's an unsung hero in this Oranje side. She's the centre half, but she adds so much impetus on attack when she goes on those rangy runs of hers. And she does also have a mean stroke on her, and that's exactly what she showed off there, as she has taken Oranje to a half a dozen in this girls' final.
Just shows you the dominance of Oranje coming to a final. They didn't feel the pressure. That willingness, or at least a feeling of calmness, getting them half a dozen in the bag.
Tariq, it's at this time that we look at all the teams that we've had over the week. We've had the Paarl Gym, the host. We've had Collegiate. We've had Durban girls. We've had St. Andrews. We've had Pearson. We've had Bloemhof. Fantastic performances by all these girls here at the festival over the weekend. They've all played their part in getting us to this final, into the showpiece. And it's not only about these two teams contesting the final, but we shout out to all the teams and the coaches that have made this girls tournament such a wonderful occasion to watch at home and live here on SuperSport Schools.
So Unisi, in the final 90 seconds of the game, they've got a chance to at least salvage something, get themselves on the board through a short corner. Augusti and Palso once again at the top of the D. The push out is not very clean, but it is won by Unisi, and just like that, Oranje come away with it. Janse van Vieren on the ball, trying to spark something, seeing to get lucky. Number 7 for Oranje. The crowd absolutely loves it when she has the ball on her stick. It is now Henrietta Otto. Otto sends it in, but the interception is made and just popped out to the sideline. But Oranje, they're not done. They want more. Toira Augusti with the interception for Unisi. And it's time for her to go on a run, see if she can make up for conceding that yellow card. It's pretty much summed up the day for Unisi. You know, chances have been few and far between, if any. They've coughed up possession as soon as they have received it. And in the same breath, Oranje have certainly taken the chances they created. They have made Unisi pay. Oranje have absolutely dominated possession. They've dominated the territory and they're dominating on the scoreboard as Janse van Vieren goes once again. Can the captain cap off an amazing game with a goal? A shot is saved by Cladi, but the rebound falls their way. It comes off the foot of Unisi, and the final act of the game, the final act of the girls' division of the school's top 12 tournament will be in favor of the champions, Oranje. They cannot celebrate just yet, though. We've got to wait for the short corner to be finished before they charge at each other and hug each other. All smiles on the bench from the coach. He's happy with the result. So, will it be 6 or will it be 7?
Ball comes out, stopped by Janse van Vieren. And that is the final whistle here for the girls' tournament. It has been a fantastic occasion for all involved, but it is Oranje, the blue and gold. They are the champions and they will walk away with the gold. A solid effort by Unisi, but unfortunately just outclassed on the day as their rivals from Bloemfontein take the victory and the championship at the Top Schools Festival.
Yeah, what a fantastic final we have had. Oranje Macy's, who came in as one of the favorites, as well Unisi, both of them giving us a fantastic game of hockey in the final. It was the Bloemfontein derby for this one, and it is Oranje who claim the title, having found the back of Unisi's net on 6 occasions. So it's certainly, we've had some exciting matches over the past few days here at Paarl Gimnasium at the school's Top 12 Festival. It's the school's Top 12 tournament, brought to you proudly by FNB. Every single team out here, every single school in the girls division has given it their all. Unisi holding each other, consoling each other. It is that blue juggernaut of Oranje who have not let anything go. Megan Carlson tried what she could for Unisi to spark something, but once that first goal came in from Oranje, the floodgates opened. Nadine Claessens right in the thick of things for Oranje. She got things going, and then that effort from Kayla Olivier, turning it in from an acute angle. I think that second goal certainly knocked the stuffing out of Unisi, because it was an uphill battle from that point. That was pretty much how things went for Unisi. It was a mad scramble in the end, in the full 40 minutes, under all sorts of pressure were they. And that pretty much summed it up, that everything just fell for Oranje Nothing went for Unisi, even those little touches, little bobbles. This probably was a telling moment. Tahira Augusti thought she had scored, but the net result actually was a yellow card to Augusti for being overly physical, said the umpire. That would have made it 4-1, but it wasn't to be. It was still 4-0, and then Orania managed to score 2 more. So that's the way the girls' final ended. Orania Macy's emerging victorious by 6-0 over Unisi to claim the Paarl Gim title.
What's happening to our country? Yeah, but things are never gonna change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If the beat changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
We know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables? What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
Verstappen's ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside and comes to the touch. A case of what if, all in one moment. I am hungry for more action like this. Cheers you can hear for tens of miles around.
Thought I was going to have a heart attack, to be honest.
Fasten your seatbelts as the exhilarating second half of the Formula One season continues. On Supersport, only on DSTV Premium. Broadcast proudly brought to you by Discovery.
Ja. Tim. Elias. Ja, chodź. Tim. Chodź. Ja. Elias.
I think the sexy can be better.
You know what, those we went round and round. Run out! Yeah! Elias!
The entire weekend has come down to this. It is the boys' final that we're getting prepared for. My co-commentator and colleague Zahir Adams has pulled the management aside, and he will have a brief little chat to the coaching staff of Saxon Bishops ahead of this titanic encounter.
We have Sean Henchy, the Bishops first team manager here. It's a final against your great rival Sax. What can you expect from the neighbours down the road?
Well, this is a crackerjack under 16 side that Sax have put together. We look forward to playing against them. We'll give it our best and hopefully come out on top.
And what this Bishop side, they've really surprised a few teams at this festival. They've beaten Hilton. What has been the core to them getting this far?
Systems, process, getting those things right. Lots of hard work throughout the season, though we haven't played much unfortunately, and so it's great to be out on the turf now. But yeah, and a great coach in Kasim.
And we've seen the likes of James Flint and Daniel Newhoff. They've been exceptional from the short corners. Is that the way we're going to attack Bishops today, Sax today?
We're certainly looking to get some short corners against Sax, yes.
All the best to Bishops. We know it's going to be a titanic tussle, and it's all the best for the final.
Before we go to Sax, can I just say thanks to Paarl Gim for hosting a great tournament. We've really enjoyed it, and and appreciate it to be playing hockey again.
So those are the thoughts from the Bishops management. He certainly is ready. But let's hear on the other side. It's time for Sam, the coach of Sax.
We've got no stranger to the Supersport Schools live screens. It's Sam Holmes, the coach of Sax. What can we expect from this juggernaut Sax outfit in the final today?
Jeez, I wish I could tell you Zahir, but it's tournament hockey, finals hockey, so we'll have to see. Anything's capable of happening on the day. Strong Bishops unit, so yeah, we're excited to see what happens.
We saw an epic semi-final last night against Hilton. Has that taken though the legs out of the Sax side ahead of this final?
No, I'd hope not. I'd love to say we've managed teams and stuff like that, but we left a lot out on the turf. But again, we've been training a lot, a big pre-season, COVID's interrupted a lot of stuff, so to have a big pre-season, put in all that work, it's finally great to see it paying dividends, so I'm sure the boys will be raring to go.
Sam, the final question. You know you are the favorites for this game. We're not even going to mess around about that. Is that pressure coming into a game against Bishops, who are your local rivals just down the road?
It's tournament hockey. There's pressure for everyone. I mean, my brother is a Bishop's boy, so there's more pressure on the household more than anything. But yeah, like I said, anything can happen. Tournament hockey, we're just excited to be back. And again, like Mr. Henshey said, to reiterate, so great. Thank you to Paarl Gim. To be playing hockey during COVID, especially a tournament of this magnitude, absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, Sam. And there's been a rivalry between the schools. There's a rivalry between the homes as well. We wait for a fantastic final.
Cool. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck, guys. Ever philosophical is the coach of Sax, Sam. He is getting his charges ready for the big game. It's the final game of the school's top 12 tournament. Proudly brought to you by F&B. On the one hand, Sax, they've been much spoken about, much hyped up since the start of the tournament. Going up against Bishops, who've quietly gone about their business, haven't made much of a fuss. But they most definitely topped their pool. In fact, both of these sides topped their pools. We'll bring you the action shortly.
Yeah, but things are never gonna change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If there be changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
We know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables? What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to F&B, Bank of the Changeables.
The best is yet to come as the year of rugby continues on Supersport on DSTV Premium.
Welcome back to Paarl Gimnasium. It is the big one. It is for all the marbles, as they say. It is Bishops up against Sax. It's the old foes from the southern suburbs of Cape Town. They've got all to do in this one is the final of the school's top 12 hockey tournament. As we look at the Bishop side, Nicholas Bradford, Jack Crawford, Hayden Dempers, Robbie Dicey, Leonard Fall, James Flint, Louis Hart, Bryce Herbert, Chris Hodgson, Brett Warren, Sebastian Lagrange, Matthew Malan, the captain, Devin Marshall, Bradley Dutoy, Daniel Neoff, keep an eye on him on the short corners, and Robbie Dow. So that's the way that Bishops will line up.
That's the Sax 11. Rogan Sturk in goal, Wayne, Michael Cohen, Wayne Madabva. But the man to look out for is Liam Haupt and Uzair Pillay, the captain. Tom Stewart also, he's quite influential in defense. But it's Rowan Davis, the number 12. That's the goal scorer and the man on the short corners. Everything revolves around the tall, lanky forward, Rowan Davis. And definitely a Sax side who will be carrying the favourites tag into this clash against their neighbours. And we are moments away from getting underway. Yeah, and Paul, that's the hit off. It's Bishops in the light blue and with navy blue trim, and Sax in their traditional white.
So who will emerge victorious? Will it be the experience in the side of Bishops in their coaching staff with Abdulaziz Kasim, or the young enterprising coach of Sam of Saks, who can galvanize their side? As we see Saks coming out through, helped the diminutive left link for Saks, barged off the ball by James Flint.
Sam Holmes, in his interview before the game, he was really excited about what his Chargers could do. He definitely felt that his side had left a lot of legs out there in their epic semi-final against Hilton College last night. But he feels that they've got a big enough squad to take on this final once again against the arch rivals Bishops.
Yeah, so do not be alarmed. You know, this is not just about this final. This is not just about securing that gold medal. This is also about the bragging rights. This is all about who can puff out their chest on Monday morning in the southern suburbs.
It's good work there by Bishops. Ball picked up on the top of the circle, thrown in. Looking for the short corner, and it is awarded. That is the early short corner, an early opportunity for Bishops to assert their dominance. That is what they did in their semi-final as well, and they now have an opportunity in the showpiece.
We get our first chance to have a look at this Bishop short corner battery as Abdulaziz Kasim looks pretty relaxed and pretty chilled on the sideline. Who is it going to be? Who is lining up at the top of the D? It certainly is James Flint and that man Daniel Newhoff. What is in store as we await the push out? Saks is ready. Umpires are ready. Goes to the near. It's Newhoff. Drag flick comes in. Low, hard into the bottom corner. And there it is. Bishops with the early lead.
We always knew it was coming. At the moment the short corner came, Newhoff needed no second invitation, and he used every aspect of the goal, the width, the complete width of the goal to put Bishops in front. That will really raise the motivation levels of the underdogs here. They've come to play, and it's Saks for a very, very rare occasion. They will be trailing by 1 goal in the final.
Well, we do know that Saks tries to get themselves ahead early in the encounter. They try and get themselves an early lead and build on that. Well, they've got to do it the other way around now. They've got to come from behind. They've got to see how they can try and get their way around this Bishop side. So, the early momentum then with the side in blue. Goal scorer Newhoff sending the ball back to Captain Milan. Out it comes to James Flint into the midfield. The talisman is Brett Horn. He is the side, at least the centre link, that gets a lot of this action going for them. But here comes Saks.
Just take it off there by Tim van Vieren. James Flint just doing the defensive work for Bishops. It really will give Bishops just if they had any nerves before the game, it will give them time to settle into the contest now that they have the goal ahead. But they're looking to go even 2 goals ahead.
Robbie Dicey, unfortunately, unable to collect that overhead for his side. But the early signs are there that Bishops are going to take the game to Saks.
That's Tom Stewart on the ball for Saks. Very influential player, young Tom. Stewart on the ball again, plays around the back, hits it into the middle. That's Liam Haupt on the ball, back to Stewart.
Yeah, Saks just trying to get themselves settled. The only time you can get yourself settled is if you've got the ball on your stick. Bishops maneuvering themselves on defense. Liam Haupt with a good little turn. Fortunately, turns the ball onto his own foot.
At the moment, Sachs just haven't settled after conceding that early goal. They've been disrupted. The usual rhythm not on display at the moment. As Bishops start the attack from the back once again.
Bishops looking to get themselves upfield through Newhoff.
That's Cohen that intercepts for Saxon. The white machine, that's the 100-meter sprinter. He goes in chase. I have to apologize to young Cohen. I've been calling Abdul Sattar throughout the festival. Came to me last night and he said, "That's my mate." Mr. Commentator said, "No worries, I'll get it right for the final." Young Cohen, Williams.
Malan, captain of Bishops in possession, gives it back to Flint. Two of them are nice and composed in midfield as Robbie Dicey sends it up high, but doesn't find the high-hanging striker, does Dicey. So Sachs have got a ball from their own half, or at least their own 25.
Another factor that we have to consider here, this game has been starting at 1 o'clock. It is in the middle of the day in the Paarl sun, which really will sap the energy of both these teams.
Good turn by Bishops, getting the way through into the circle. They go once again, looking for the short corner. Playing the advantage is the umpire. Sachs managed to scramble it away. And here's the diminutive Liam Haupt. This kid has got plenty of speed and skill, but so does Brett Horn for Bishops. He's the man in the middle for the side in blue. Comes out to Robbie Dicey on the left-hand side. Dicey takes on Pillay, but the cover defense is there for Saxon. Bishops will still keep themselves in position on the 25. Brett Horn on the ball. And there's some off-the-ball niggle which we can expect between Bishops and Sachs.
Really is going to be a test of character for the side from the Newlands Brewery. Under the mountain there in Newlands, they haven't trailed very often in their careers, possibly from under 14. So to trail by 1 goal to 0 in a final will take a lot of resolve and show what the side is really made of. Brett Horn battling away for Bishops.
That's pretty much what we can expect in this game, is the toing and froing, the little niggles, the extra shoulder, the extra push coming in and tackles. Because remember what we said, this is not just about this final. This is not just about emerging with the gold medal around your neck. There's a lot of pride at stake here as well, because we know the rivalry that is there between the schools of the southern suburbs in Cape Town, Bishops, Sachs, Wynberg, Rondebosch. So whenever these sides get onto the field, there's an extra bit of niggle.
Ball's played to Rowan Day.
Neat interception from Flint. You just hear the calls from his teammates to take it easy. Tries to link up with Tim van Heerden on the right half. Van Heerden does win the free hit. And he gets off it as Flint, eyes up, throws the massive overhead, but it is intercepted in midfield.
Sachs on the attack. Looking for Royden Turner on the right-hand side. He's quite an influential player for Sachs. Had a massive game against Hilton, but not able to pick up the pass as Bishops come once again.
Dicey with a neat little run down the left-hand side. Tries to get the pass across, but spills it. And it's now with captain Uzair Pillay for Sachs.
Plays the ball towards down the left-hand side. Bishops, though, strong in defense. That's the Sachs bench there. Ball played into the middle. Picked up though by Bishops. That is an opportunity.
Chance for Bishops. Keep going, does the young man. Newhoff for Bishops. Daniel Newhoff, the man that got them the first goal. Showing that he's not just about short corners as he battles his way through the Sachs defense. Rides 2 tackles. Gets the shot in. It's a good save though from Rogan Sturk in goals for Sachs, coming out and nullifying the space, but it's the rebound that finds a teammate's foot. And a chance once again for Bishops, and this exciting short corner battery with the likes of James Flint and Daniel Newhoff at the top, who are licking their lips to double this lead.
Sachs can really thank Rogan Sturk for that big save there, but he's going to have to be on his best here again. We saw with the first goal what Bishops can do from the short corners, and they wait the push out.
It does go to Newhoff once again. If you've scored from him, might as well keep going, because he does know where the back of the net is. But it is excellent work from Sachs on defense. The first wave doing his duty, coming out quickly and getting to Newhoff as Bishops, they regroup. They are now deciding what it is they want to do. Well, I tell you something, there's no runners on far post or near post, Zahir. They've just got the two flickers on top. So that is what they're going with.
They're showing their hand, but that doesn't mean it's less potent, because we know what they can do.
Newhoff plays it to Flint. Neat little 1-2. Flint goes for the flick. And Wayne Madaba, your favorite guy on the field, Zahir, gets his stick in the way.
He's definitely a character there. He's put in a big defensive effort there. Comes forward, gets a fantastic tackle in there. And Sachs are still only one goal behind. But this is very much against what the bookies would have predicted here. Bishops dominating proceedings here against the Sachs outfit.
Yeah, Bishops, the coaching staff like Abdulaziz Qasim, plenty of experience in that brain of his, plenty of hockey knowledge. So he would have had a go and had a look at Sachs and the way they've played over this past few days, and knew that if his side were to get in the final, they were more than likely going to face Sachs. So he's worked them out. He knows if he keeps the ball away from them, if Bishops dominates the possession, he's going to frustrate Sachs. And that is exactly what is happening at the moment. Newhoff, the goal scorer, takes it quickly and wins the free hit once again.
I do think Sachs possibly just needs something to spark them. They were really up for the game against Hilton last night, where it was a physical encounter where they basically weren't only tested in terms of their skills, but also their mentality. And that's possibly what they need right now. They are a team that enjoy playing the ball around, but they need to get stuck in here and really get amongst this Bishops players, because at the moment it's all been the team in blue dominating proceedings.
Horn comes away with it, gives it to, sends the ball forward for them as the interception is there. Zahir, if we look at the way the pools went, you know, Bishops, if one could say it, they had the tougher pool. They had the likes of Hilton. They had Kuro Durbanville. So they had plenty of massive games to go through to progress to this stage. Sachs, on the other hand, one could say they had the easier path in their pool, not really being tested in the pool phase. The only real the first time they came up against a strong opposition was Hilton, and that is no disrespect to any of the teams that were in Sachs's pool.
100% though, and but I always had the feeling before the final though that Sachs really put in an effort. They put in a real shift last night, and that might have been for this Sachs outfit. Might have been. There's a card though for Bishops. This could possibly be the opportunity that Sachs were looking for when they go with the numerical advantage.
Bradley Dutoy being brandished the card for that challenge. You can see he just gets his stick in the way, lose it in the process, and the umpire not liking that. So Bradley Dutoy is the man sitting on the side there, the man with the silver stick. A neat little thing from him, Zahir, is that when I went to go and find out a little bit more about this Bishops players, almost all of his teammates said the same thing. He's easy to spot, not because he's got a silver stick, but because he ends up on his face all the time on the AstroTurf.
Always banter among the teammates, banter, but there's no banter right now. This is serious stuff. This is serious business. It's the top championship final between Bishops and Sachs, and much against everybody's expectations, it's Bishops who are leading 1-0 with 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Elias van Graan working hard, fighting to win back the ball. And he does just that for his side. Van Graan usually finding himself at left half. It seems as though he's taken up a spot at left link. You know, he's a calm and quiet young man is Van Graan. He just goes about, does what he needs to do. You know, not much fuss is made about him. He understands his role and he executes it really, really well. Big ball forward. The overhead for Bishops.
I'd like to see Sachs get that's Tom Stewart on the ball now. Get Mike Royden-Turner more involved. He's a fantastic little right winger. He takes the space, he runs towards that byline. And at the moment he hasn't really had much ball. And even Rowan Davies, that's possibly the first time we've mentioned his name. That's how much Sachs have been defending.
Liam Haupt trying to get something for Sachs. He does win the free hit and Pillay sends it in, but Flint is there. Haupt once again in. Davies tries to get it to
Cohen Williams there on the edge of the post. Just couldn't get down quick enough to get the stick into the left corner. But that is encouraging signs there from Sachs. Arguably their first real chance of the game. And hopefully that does give them some confidence for the remainder of this first half.
So what is going to give? We had an early goal, but since then, nothing to separate the sides. It's been even Stevens since Daniel Nieuwhof fired in a short corner drag flick. But Sachs are not going anywhere. Although Sachs have not had much possession, they've certainly kept themselves in it. They've kept themselves alive. They've worked really hard as the sun beats down on the Paarl Gimnasium Astro.
That's a few occasions that Royden-Turner was on the ball. He managed a short little run there. He's wanting the pass back, but it's a big ball by Sachs. Unfortunately, just bobbles into the circle, and Bishops will have the opportunity to clear their lines. It's a final that has just been a little bit of cagey affair. Note Bishops on the ascendancy once again.
So Bishops in possession inside Sachs 25. Van Graan looking to get it in there, but interception is made.
By Stewart, he's on the ball for Sachs. Throws it in the middle. Down to Madabva at left. Looks for the big ball. Misses it cleanly though, but manages to recover.
Bishops in with a chance now. Horn on the ball, wins what he thinks is a short corner, but it comes off the stick, says the umpire. Goes at it a second time, and unfortunately for Wayne Madabva, he does concede the short corner. Thanks to the brilliance of Brett Horn, you can see him, he's fighting for it. Thought he had it the first chance, had a second bite at the cherry, and that shows you what it means to him as at least the clock ticks closer to the 60-second mark. It's a chance for Bishops late in the half to double the lead. This is the opportunity that they have been looking for. They've had a few opportunities on the short corner. They've scored their very first one. It comes to Flint this time, who has the flick. He too opts to go low to the bottom stick side, but drags it to the left.
That could have been a killer blow for Bishops had they managed to get the goal on the stroke of half-time. But Sachs do survive the James Flint flick. And they do attack through Liam Haupt again on the right-hand side.
So a few seconds to go in this half. So we have a look at that flick once again from Flint. He does get enough on it, but just pulls it.
It's Mike Cowan on the ball for Sachs. Plays it into the middle. Just 10 seconds remaining. Sachs can find an equalizer now. Just before the break, that would really lift their spirits, although the clock might just catch up on them. And that's exactly what happens. It's half-time in this final between Bishops and Sachs. is very much against everybody's expectations. It's Bishops who lead 1-0 over the much more fancied Sachs. But it hasn't been a fluke at all. It has actually been Bishops who have controlled the possession and the territory, with Sachs only having quite a few opportunities at the goal. And it is Bishops leading 1-0 in this final. And it is 20 minutes remaining of the Top Schools Festival at Paarl Gym. We'll see you in a bit.
What's happening to our country? Yeah, but things are never gonna change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If the beat changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
We know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables? What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
It's colossal. Is it brilliant? Here it is. But he's a competitor. Here we go.
They all step up. But only one team has what it takes to be champion of the world. The ICC T20 World Cup. Only on Supersport, your world of champions. Stay connected to DSTV for all the big hits and nail-biting action. Broadcast brought to you by Ram Hand-to-Hand Couriers.
Of the tournament, it is Sachs up against Bishops. Bishops are leading 1-0. It is the final remaining 20 minutes of the festival. We've seen some action-packed hockey for the last 4 days. Teams from all around the country vying for the honors, and these are the final 2 teams remaining, and it is just 20 minutes of action left, with Sachs chasing the game, a position they haven't been in arguably since they've been in junior school for many of these boys, and they are going to try and get back into the game over Bishops, who have utterly controlled proceedings until this point. We look at Nick Horn. He gets the ball wide out to the right hand side for Sachs. It'll be interesting to hear what Coach Sam Holmes had to say to his charges, and also Mr. Kasim from Bishops, what he was telling his mates.
You can see Abdulaziz Kasim barking instructions at the Bishops boys from the sidelines, trying to inspire them, trying to get them to galvanize themselves to get a second goal in, because we do know if the second goal does come in, it's going to be all to do for Sachs.
Wayne Madabba on the ball for Sachs. Gets it to Liam Haupt. Throws it into the middle to Zaid Ali. In a little bit of space there. Uzair Pillay looks for Mike Royden-Turner. He runs to the pile, and that's what he does very well. Just a little bit frustrated at the moment, Mike Royden-Turner. Hasn't had things his own way like he normally does.
Frustration certainly creeping in to the Sachs side, but that's mainly down to what Bishops have done. They've kept the ball away from them. We know Sachs enjoys possession. They love taking the game to their opponents, and when you starve them off possession, they can't do what they want to do.
There will be attack now on the top of the D. The boys in white going back to Tom Stewart. He goes with a reverse stick into the circle, but picked up by the Bishops captain. He goes on a run, chasing one hand. That's fantastic skill work by Bishops. He absolutely forced Wayne Madabva into the circle, and that is an unfortunate ending for a brilliant run there. He put a few Sachs defenders on their backsides in that movement and really created the opportunity for the boys in blue.
Brett Horn showing why he is highly rated and highly spoken of in Cape Town and perhaps across the country as well. Brett Horn showing plenty of class, plenty of attacking impetus to get Bishops up and running in the second half. He's certainly been the workhorse for this Bishop side. He's at the thick of things in defense and on attack. He's always involved. The little bulldog for Bishops.
Both teams not understanding the umpire's call at that point, looking around a little bit confused. But eventually the ball goes to Sachs, and they will have the opportunity to launch an attack. 3 minutes into the second half. Just got to redo it again. Ball goes to Tom Stewart. He makes the pass. Back to Mike Cohen. Under a little bit of pressure. Finds Wayne Madove as an outlet. Clears the ball. Bishops, though, they launch another attack. But the umpire calls them back, and Saxa will look to try that all over again.
Bishops continuing where they left off from the first half. Applying pressure onto Sachs. Not giving the boys in white an inch.
Tom Stewart on the ball for Sachs again. Seems to have a lot of the ball, but not in penetrating positions, unfortunately, for Sachs.
There we go. We see that Bishop side hunting in packs, hunting in twos.
Just the high press employed there by them. Really putting Bishops under pressure. At least Sachs under pressure.
So what can Sachs do? They try to relieve the pressure by throwing it forward. Is there going to be enough? Well, we're going to have to rely on the overhead to get in behind this Bishop's juggernaut.
It's a little slap there out to the right off. That's the opening that Sachs would have wanted. Ball comes back to Abdul Sattar. But it is a long corner for Sachs. Just lacking a little bit of energy on attack at the moment. Lacking that little bit of that extra edge that you need in a final.
Just need a little oomph, as they would say. Just need somebody to spark it. Just needs one player. One player to do something special. One player just to give a little bit of a message. And if that can filter in through the other players around you, then Sachs will be back on board.
Mike Cohen, he slips there, unfortunately, but Forge doesn't get penalized, though, as Uzair Ali clears it up.
So Sachs now enjoying some possession, so they would certainly feel as though, you know, they're getting themselves back into it. And a big ball forward for Bishops. And as we see that off the ball tussles, it's certainly there. We told you about it before, and we told you it's going to be there.
Just the edge of not only a final, but possibly seeing each other in Cavendish Square next week and having a chat about the game.
People still go to Cavendish Square, the young men.
They do, they do.
So as it has been for much of this game, Bishops in possession, and more often than not, Brett Horn finds himself on the ball as he takes his time, draws in the Sachs defenders. There's about 14 minutes on the clock, so he decides he's going to play the game at his tempo.
Zaire Pillay on the ball for Sachs. Manages to get his clearance away. Rowan Davies scrambling hard. Mike Royden-Turner, he's come down to the left-hand side now. He realizes he's got to get his stick on the ball, and he's doing fantastic work. That is the Royden-Turner that we want to see from Sachs. Throws the big overhead. Turf just a little bit slippery at the moment. Both teams are just losing their footing. But that's exactly what Sachs need to do. They've swapped Royden-Turner to the left-hand side now in the hope that he can get some more ball. He picks up that pass. So Royden-Turner on the ball. Turns it around to Tom Stewart. Looks for his teammate. Ball comes back. Stewart misses out on that occasion.
So here come Bishops, trying to get themselves through the Sachs defense once again, but it certainly seems that whatever Sam has told these Sachs boys at halftime, they've certainly listened, because they're a lot tighter in defense, and they have managed to keep Brett Horn and the likes off the ball. They've managed to nullify them on attack. So if Sachs can transition that hard work they're doing on defense, if they can put that into the attack, then we will see them back into this one, because they are by no means out of it. There's only a single goal between the sides.
So would like to see a little bit more from the captain, Uzair Pillay. He's the talisman. He's the one that gets them going. If he can just get his stick on the ball, create one of those mazy runs that he always goes on. You never know what space he's going to create. That's Royden Turner. These are big players for Sachs. And it's moments like these, with just on 11.5 minutes remaining in the final, Sachs trailing by 1-0. Pillay on the ball. He throws an overhead to Davies. Davies makes his way towards the circle. Good skill work there by Davies.
Excellent cover defense though from Tin van Heerden for Bishops, just mopping things up. Under pressure now are Bishops, as Sachs have got their tails up.
That's the snapshot by Davies, and the goalkeeper has to make the save. But the more we're seeing a bit more of Davis, the more we're seeing a bit more of Royden Turner. That's just a sign of Sachs coming a little bit more into the game.
It's all to do for Bishops then on defense. Brett Horn tries to step up, tries to put pressure on the Sachs boys. He can't do that though, so Sachs come once again.
That's great skill work there.
James Flint showing that you might have the skill, but I've got the defensive ability. As we once again see that snapshot from Rowan Davis. You know, he is quite powerful up front there for Sachs. But what Sachs need to do is try and get a short corner so we can see Davis in his element. We know he absolutely loves a drag flick. He loves scoring goals from there. And we haven't seen a Sachs short corner this game yet.
No, and we're into the final quarter of the Top Schools final. Just 10 minutes remaining here in Paarl. And Sachs looking for that equalizer. And that's Liam Haupt. He might create something. Ball slapped across the face of goal. Sachs really need to dig deep here if they're wanting to get back into this game. For Bishops, wherever Rowan Davis has gone, there's been at least 2 or 3 defenders. So if he beats the first one, there's another one to mop up just behind him. And that's good planning. That's good coaching.
Yeah, we told you that there's plenty of hockey knowledge in the brain of Abdul Aziz Qasim. A real animated character on the side of the field. He expects a lot from his boys. And the task has just gotten tougher for Sachs, as Liam Haupt is shown a card and he's got to make his way off the field. So a chance for Bishops then, if they can get the ball onto their sticks, to get themselves a second goal.
Sachs just isolated on occasion, but they get the ball back. Try to throw it down the right hand side. They do have another hit. Van Heerden and Flint really stalwarts in the... That's the Sachs bench looking very demoralized at this stage. They know what at stake here. There's only 8.5 minutes remaining. The ball played in. Doesn't find Davies.
The Sachs are trying all that they can to get Davies on the board, as there we see the stern face of Abdul Aziz Qasim. Do not be alarmed, people. He's a friendly guy. That is just, unfortunately, his face.
That's the hockey face. That's the hockey face. Because it's a final and it's all to play for. And his team are still in the lead here, but 1-0. As Sachs battle away in the midfield. They get the ball back. That's Royden Turner. He has a big shot into the heart of the Bishops defense, but Flint, once again, he picks it up.
So, what can Bishops do? Massive overhead from Daniel Newhoff. It is his goal that separates the sides. That goal coming early in the game. And since then, it's been a proper arm wrestle, a proper tussle, as Sachs look to get something going on the left-hand side.
That is fantastic work there by Rowan Davies. That's the closest that Sachs have come to the attack. We wait for the replay.
Excellent work, though, from Nicholas Bradford in the goal, making the save. And then that wild swing from Cohen Williams, unfortunately, showing a little bit of lack of composure. But that is what happens when the pressure's on you.
As we've said before, the clock is very much against Sachs at the moment, but they are creating more opportunities. Then that is a positive sign. But it's Bishops that come away here, rounding Tom Stewart, and they have managed to force a short corner. That has been the difference. Whenever Bishops have been in the Sachs half, they've managed to either get a shot away or create a short corner, where Sachs have not had a single short corner for the entire game, which is very unlike the boys from Newlands.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the Sachs side, they really haven't been under pressure much for the season. You know, they've had it basically all their own way, some would say. But this Bishop side showing that, you know what, we're coming here to play. We're here for the W. We want the trophy in our hands. And the pressure, possibly for the first time on the Sachs outfit, as we see the unique style of Robbie Dicey getting himself into the correct position. It goes to the goal scorer, Newhoff, but an exceptional save from Rogan Sturk in goal for Sachs.
If there was a save to keep Sachs in this, not only the final, in this championship, then Rogan Sturk has definitely pulled it off there. He had his team conceded a second, it would possibly been the nail in the coffin, but Sturk pulled off an amazing save to his right-hand side as Bishops come again.
Bishops remain in the circle, snapshot, not too much power behind it, and now Sachs with a chance through Davis.
That is definitely a save for later to re-watch on SuperSport Schools Live. A fantastic effort by Rowan Sturk. If that is the moment of inspiration his team needs, that is definitely need to draw on that, as that Rogan Sturk, as we see, a fantastic dive to his right-hand side, full stretch to deny Bishops a second goal.
Tip your hat to Rogan Sturk. That was an exceptional save. Any goalkeeper will tell you that when a drag flick comes in that hard, if you can get your glove in the way, you've done half of the job. That is pure reflex. And that's what makes the difference between the good keepers and the great keepers, is if they can get those reflex saves, they're destined for greatness. As Horn looks for his options, he comes out to the right-hand side, looking for Flint. Beg your pardon, it's Van Heerden on the right-hand side, but Sachs turns it over, and here we go for another chance. Davies has got a chance, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, goes to the reverse side. It's a mad scramble. Liam Haupt can't get the rebound.
That was the chance that Sachs have been waiting for. We've said it all afternoon. The moment Mike Royden Turner gets onto the ball, he's the one that creates the opportunities. And Davies had the chance there. We can see the frustration from the missed opportunity. There's only 3.5 minutes remaining in this top schools final. And it's still Bishops with one goal ahead. It's Liam Haupt on the ball. He's dispossessed.
Chance for goal scorer Daniel Newhoff. Goes straight through the heart of the Sachs defense, but Zaire Pillay and the likes are there to snuff him out. Zaire, these are the moments that you want in tournament hockey. You're down by a goal. 3 minutes to go in the game. Can you work your way back into it? Can you take the game to the opposition as time goes for a clash in midfield? Brett Horn clashing with one of his teammates. Looked as though it was between himself and Louis Hart. It was Hart against Horn. And it seems as though that Hart survives.
That is a massive clash there. Got to get the medics involved there, but we are back in play. Because it was their own teammates, Sax still have the ball. With 2.5 minutes remaining, what do the boys in white have up their sleeve? It has to be a little bit more inventive than just hit and hope here.
Here we see Bishops now. They can certainly feel the pressure being applied to them by Sax. Bishops are just trying to get the ball upfield, wanting Sax to start the play from higher. And we do know that Horn has just left the field under medical advice. He's getting treatment, and he's the talisman for Bishops on the attack as Pillay tries to spark something, does the captain of Sax. He keeps carrying it, draws the foul from Elias van Graan. And that is it. The moment we've been waiting for, with 2 minutes to go in the game. Sax have got their first short corner.
I've said it all game. That's the captain of Sax, Uzair Pillay. He's got to get his stick on the ball. And that's exactly what he's done. And that's what the big players do. With 2 minutes remaining, he's gone on a mazy run. And he's forced the first short corner. And this, I have to say, Tariq, this is now or never.
100% agree with you. For Bishops, they don't have their first wave Horn to run out for them. So somebody else has got to put their hands up. Somebody else has got to help out. Rowan Davies, this is your moment, young man. Does come out. It is to Davies. He has the drag flick. He slips. But even though he does lose his footing, he does manage to put the ball onto the defender's foot. And the short corner is re-awarded.
There's no time for any innovation. No time for fancy stuff. It's straight route 1 here. And he's got to back himself for that top corner.
BMT is what it comes down to now, Zahir.
We're into the final minute of the Top Schools finals. Rowan Davies, he slips it wide to Zaid Kasim. And it's a short corner once again. Uzair Kasim, he was looking for the penalty stroke there.
There we see it once again. The short corner this time, it's a variation from Sax. Giving it to Pillay on the left-hand side. And Bishops throwing their bodies in front of it, trying everything they can. As the clock ticks away, just 20 seconds, one does feel that perhaps this is the final play. This is what the moments are made of. Can Davies with the drag flick, he gets it on target, and it's a man scramble on the line. Penalty stroke is awarded, ladies and gentlemen, as the clock ticks to 0. You cannot write the script any better.
This is what Supersport Schools Live is all about. It brings you the best action of schoolboy hockey. We've had 4 days of action, and we're coming down to the very last stroke of the tournament. It is the captain, Uzair Kasim. He will, at least Uzair Pillay, he will step up. It is the moment of destiny for Sax.
Pillay against Bradfield. The nerves are certainly there. The tension is there on the sidelines. The other schools that are watching this, they can certainly feel what is going on. So, can the Sax captain level matters? Or will Nicholas Bradford stand up? It is Pillay who sends it wide, and Bishops are elated. They claim the title. They claim the gold medal. Pillay is distraught on the sideline. Bishops are rejoicing. The big school from the southern suburbs. Pillay had plenty of power, but he did not have the accuracy. And that is the way it ends. Hugs for Pillay from his teammates. Hugs for Bishops in elation. A contrast of emotions indeed.
A really cruel ending for Sax, but it's Bishops who are elated. They are the champions, and it's 1 goal. It's all they needed.
What a fantastic game of hockey. What a way to end the game. It all came down to the final second, the final play. Sax had to grind out the victory, or at least grind out the performance under pressure from Bishops much throughout the game. And it was all on the shoulders of the Sax captain right at the end, Uzair Pillay. He is absolutely distraught that he could not do it for his side. One certainly has to feel for that young man. as the Bishops boys console him. Nice to see the Bishops coach Abdulaziz Kasim going to have a word with the young Uzair Pillay, taking him in his arm, having his arm around him, knowing Kasa. He is giving him a few words of encouragement to keep his head up as the curtain is brought down on the school's top 12 tournament at Paarl Gimnasium. An epic final indeed, as we have a look at that opening goal. Daniel Nieuwhof, in fact it was the only goal of the game. Daniel Nieuwhof with a powerful drag flick into the bottom corner, made to look even better by the fact that he fell over. Bishops had plenty of chances to increase their lead. They weren't set for 1-0. They wanted more, but Sachs fought, and they fought hard. They had to grind one out. They had to try to produce something. And despite the best efforts of Bishops to double their lead and increase their lead, all they could muster was one goal. Sachs, on the other hand, absorbed and absorbed and absorbed. The likes of Rowan Davies, unfortunate to not get the goal. That was pretty much how it summed up, as Bishops throwing themselves at Sachs, taking them down at every opportunity that they could. And every single chance that Sachs had created was snuffed out by Bishops. We know that the short corner battery of Bishops are lethal, but Rogan Sturk with that exceptional save kept his side in it. Frustration all over the face of Rowan Davis. And the turning moment in the last few minutes was that clash between Hart and Horn, and that allowed Sachs to win the short corner through Pillay in the final minute. Pillay had the opportunity there to settle it, and a re-award of the short corner, the final short corner of the game, hits the body of Bishops. The scramble was there, the ball ended up in the back of the net, but the umpire had already blown for the penalty stroke, and this was the final moment. Captain Uzair Pillay unfortunately unable to find the target, and that is it from Paarl Gimnasium. We'll be back shortly with a presentation, but for now it is Bishops that are the champions after claiming a 1-0 victory over Sachs.
What's happened to our country? Yeah, but things are never gonna change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If there be changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
We know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
The changeables? What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
That's colossal. Is it brilliant? Here it is. But he's a competitor. Here we go.
They all step up. But only one team has what it takes to be champion of the world. The ICC T20 World Cup. Only on Supersport, your world of champions. Stay connected to DSTV for all the big hits and nail-biting action. Broadcast brought to you by Ram Hand-to-Hand Couriers.
So the epic encounter, the final of the boys' game, has come to an end. My co-commentator Zahir has made his way to the side of the field, and he's grabbed the distraught Sax captain Uzair Pillay for a quick chat.
Actually missing that penalty stroke in the dying stages of the game. What went through your moment right at that point?
You know, I thought we had a good game, but on the day Bishops were better than us, and you know, I had a moment in the last stages, but unfortunately I couldn't put it away. But I'm proud of my team, and yeah, we just have to keep going.
And just what was it of what Bishops brought today that was the difference in your previous encounters?
I think they were just athletically better than us. We did try, but they were the better team.
It's a fantastic performance from Sax throughout for the last 2 years. Unfortunately, it didn't go your way, but we do know that you will come back stronger.
Yes, we will. And this group of players, we try every day, and you know, I just hope we can go on, and I'll take the fault for this one. But yeah, I just hope we can go on.
Thank you to the Sax captain Uzair Pillay, a heartbroken young man, as we move across to Bishops.
Thank you. Just like to thank Paarl Gimnasium for the amazing tournament. Well done to Bishops.
Those are the words then from a visibly disappointed Sax captain Uzair Pillay, certainly giving credit to Bishops and what they did on the field. But chance now to listen or hear from somebody in the Bishop setup. It is one of their talisman at the back, James Flint. Over to you, Zaire.
We welcome the victorious captain, James Flint from Bishops. They have upstaged the more fancied Sax. What was the reason for that victory?
I think the boys, we really just dug deep. We trust in the system and we trust each other. We just played support.
We can see there was blood spilled for that victory. A fantastic achievement by Bishops. And where would you say the game was won?
I think physically we were very strong and we were athletic. But I think also mentally we stayed sharp. We defend with our hearts. But yeah.
Just is there a message to the Sax boys? There was a moment right at the very end. Where was the hearts at that moment?
They were definitely in our mouths, but yeah, Sax all get it to Sax. That was a really great game, and yeah, just a great game out here.
Congratulations to Bishops, the champions of the Top Schools Festival. Well done, James Flint and your team.
Thanks, thank you so much, and thank you, Paarl Gimnasium, for hosting such an amazing tournament. Thanks.
Broad smile from, or at least on the face of James Flint, as Bishops secure the victory and secure themselves the title of champions of the school's top 12 tournament.
So we're going to start with the prize giving of the Under-17 Top Schools tournament for girls and boys. Firstly, I want all the players to give the coaches and the managers a huge hand of applause. Thanks to all the coaches and the managers for all your time and your efforts with our players. And then secondly, I want to thank all the players for the effort you put in. We saw you really enjoyed to play some hockey again. So you can give yourself a round of applause. And I just want to thank all the umpires. I know it's an ungrateful job, but they weren't as bad as you can get, so let's give them a great hand. They were very good. And then I want to just thank all our sponsors, our main sponsor, FMB. If it wasn't for them, this tournament wouldn't be possible. So let's give them a hand. Then to our co-sponsors, Twizzler and Limecroft. Thanks for them as well. They also contributed. I think you've used the Twizzler beanbags and hopefully you enjoyed it. So let's give them a hand. Okay, then I would just like to thank Supersport Schools for the live streaming. It was really good quality with the commentators. Without you, this tournament wouldn't be possible, and our parents and supporters at home couldn't watch the hockey. So let's give them a huge hand. Then I just want to thank my tech tables, all the Paarl Gym students that helped us. We really appreciate it. Anay, thanks for everything. She ran the whole setup, so yeah, let's give them a hand. Okay, then we've got 3 awards for the boys and 3 awards for the girls, which is top goal scorer, goalkeeper of the tournament, and player of the tournament. To these players, they get awards sponsored by Krypton Hockey. So I'm going to announce it now, and we ask the players to come forward, and Coach Ian Ludia will hand over their prizes. So top goal scorer for the girls will be Kayla Olivier Oranje. Okay, then the top goal scorer for the boys will be Rowan Davis Sack. And we go to goalkeeper of the tournament. That will be Jolie Talia. And the goalkeeper of the tournament for the boys, Rogan Stir. Okay, then we go to player of the tournament. The girl that receives this award will be Tahira Augusti. Then the player of the tournament with the boys will be Brett Horn Bishops. Then we're going to start off with the girls in 12th position. This team only committed 24 hours before the tournament, and I think they really played some good hockey, and they were competitive, the Paarl Gym Invitational side. The 11th position was Paarl Gimnasium. In the 10th position, St. John's. In the 9th position, Durban Girls College. In the 8th position, Bloemhof. 7th, we've got Pearson. In 6th position, we've got Clarendon. 5th will be St. Mary's Waverley. Then in the 4th position, Collegiate. Then for the bronze medal, we asked the Paarl Gymnasium team to come forward and the captain to award their medal. applause for the bronze medal winners, Paarl Gimnasium. And then with the silver medal, this goes to Eunice all the way from Bloemfontein. Let's give one more round of applause for Eunice. Winners of the Under-17 Top Schools Tournament for Girls goes to Oranje Meisjes School. They were unbeaten in the tournament. They played really great hockey. Let's give them another hand. Let's give another round of applause for Oranje Meisjes School. Okay, then we're going to start with the boys in the 12th position, Stellenberg. In 11th position, Ray College. In 10th position, Bushtukham. In 9th position, Otanikwa. In 8th position, Kiro Durbanville. In 7th position, Paul Roos. In 6th position, St. Andrews. In 5th position, Paarl Gimnasium. In 4th position, Paarl Boys High. And then for the bronze medal winners, all the way from KwaZulu-Natal, Hilton College. Let's give another round of applause for Hilton College. Then for the silver medal in second place of the Under-17 Top Schools Tournament, Sachs. Let's give another hand for our second place, medal, Sachs. Then we go to the winners of the Under-17 Top Schools Tournament for boys. The gold medal goes to Bishops. another round of applause for our winners, Bishops. Then I just want to say thank you to Team Photo. They did all the photos, the team photos as well as the action photos. I'll send a link to all the managers with the action photos, so you'll have it in the next week or two. And then I just want to say we hope to see you next year again. It will be a under 16 top schools tournament again for boys and girls. So thanks for the tournament and safe travel back. Thank you.
What's happening to our country? But things are never gonna change.
Hi. The one thing you can be sure of is change. Things are always changing. In Africa, this is the home of change. You know, we live by a code here.
If the beat changes, the dance step must adapt.
Because brothers and sisters,
We know if we don't change, things won't change.
And it all starts with one little step.
yes, power. Power to the changeables, the adaptable problem solvers who don't need a corner office to start an empire. Look at us. We are the changeables.
Changeables? What does that even mean?
Everything's changing.
Sure.
And sometimes it's the smallest change that makes the biggest difference.
Switch to FNB, Bank of the Changeables.
Welcome back to this brand new Serie A season. Italy's big guns face off in Rome tonight.
Pretty decent area, and Inter take the lead, and champions have the advantage.
Oh my goodness, a real collector's item there.
Veja todos os 380 jogos da imprevisível e imbatível Liga Italiana.
Welcome back to this brand new